Good morning to one and all present here. Today we are going to discuss Some Inner Fury by Kamala Markandaya. Some Inner Fury is a novel which was published in the year 1955 by Kamala Markandaya, and it was her second novel. It was set during the freedom struggle of 1940s. So, the novel explores the political, emotional, and cultural tension that arises under the colonial rule. So, this presentation I am going to analyze the novel which focus more on the post colonial themes. Kamala Markandaya, she was born in a small town near Mysore and she was educated at Madras University. She was emigrated to Britain and there she started writing in English. She was known for writing traditions of Indian society as well as the Western modern influence. Some Inner Fury always delves into a nationalist politics and also the individual conflicts that arise between the protagonist. Protagonist of the novel is Meera. She belongs to an upper class Indian family. And the story focuses more on the love between Meera and Richard. Richard, he is a British civil servant and he has come to India along with Meera's brother Kit. Kit and Richard were friends in Britain. And this particular novel set against the background of Quit India movement. So Kamala Markandaya, she has focused on various themes in this novel. The themes are nationalism, identity, love, betrayal, and also cultural conflict. So post-colonialism, as we all know, which examines or analyzes or justifies the effects of colonialism on culture, politics, and identity. So major concern that Kamala Markandaya wants to focus in this novel is cultural hegemony, hybridity, identity crisis. So British rule in India, which is experienced with political repression and cultural alienation. Colonial powers, as we all know, that British colonial powers had a greater impact on Indian lives. So this Richard, he represents colonial authority, whereas Indian characters, they show various vivid responses. So this novel focus on the attitude of the colonizers. So nationalism and resistance to are the main theme which we can find in the characters like Roshan and Govind. They symbolize anti-colonial rule. So they are political activists, and we also find various nationalistic movement in the novel. So identity and cultural conflict. Meera, she is an embodiment of internal conflict because she loves Richard. So her upbringing on Indian background had a greater internal conflict with the English upbringing. So relationship with Richard and Meera creates a complicated identity. And the novel focuses on the psychological burden of colonial education. So Meera, she comes from an elite family and had an westernized education. She is rooted in Indian culture and she wants to follow Western culture. So there arises the conflict. So we can find she represents the hybrid post-colonial world. So love and betrayal plays a very important role in this novel. We find Richard and Meera, they are the symbolic of Indo-British relations. And love, as here it is portrayed as a very fragile, weak thing compared to colonialism. So role of women. So as Meera is a modern woman, she is constrained of her own social expectation and political turmoil. So the narrative used by Kamala Markandaya, okay, is first person narrative in the point of view of Meera, and language becomes a site of post-colonial negotiation. So the themes here mirrors the Indian traumatic or pathetic situation during independence. So the conclusion we find in some inner fury, there is a rich post-colonial context. Markandaya, she wants to project the British imperialism on the Indian culture, and this novel wants to focus on the love that Meera sacrificed for the sake of the freedom of India. Thank you.